All right, so this one also, again, we're going to do a reaction thing on this one. It came across my feed. This is a trending topic, trending thing going around. And being that Nick is prone to violence, and it's been made abundantly clear that his common phrase is
Violence is always the answer.
exactly. So I wanted to show this to him and get his perspective on it. I'm going to play this video, and then I'll give you a little bit of backstory afterwards. Cool?
Yep.
All right, let's do it. All right. So as you can see in that video, there was an older gentleman and a younger gentleman. Younger gentleman was on the side of the street with the camera. Older gentleman was crossing the street. Younger gentleman swung first, but obviously he was being approached. Older gentleman began and proceeded to whip his ass. So the backstory of this, from everything I could tell, was the fact that this house was across the street from a church. And the
Okay.
gentleman in the video crossing the street is the pastor of that church. Now, the pastor has gone on record saying that there has been an ongoing feud with the family of that lives in that house across the street for years, all the way back until the COVID times, 2020 era, and it's just been ongoing. And they've constantly harassed churchgoers or members of the church, members of the church community, going as far as to say some pretty awful things, which led to the victim, I guess in this case would be the younger guy, getting the shit whooped out of him, saying some awful things. Nevertheless, the pastor went over there and is claiming to have defended the members of the church, stating that this constant harassment's got to stop. What are your thoughts just seeing that fight video?
Well, my first thought was if that older guy's a pastor, he has a hell of a right hook in the very beginning. He was throwing some haymakers, but then it looked like he was a female and didn't know how to fight, went straight for the hair, and even looked like he was trying to twist the guy's head off at one point in time. But I mean, but from what I see the video, you can't see any of the altercation beforehand,
Right.
any of that. Um, so I don't know what was said to make the pastor even go over there, anything like that. Um, if the pastor was defending, a mother or a child or something like that, I can see something like that. Maybe he was going over there just to confront the guy, and the guy swung on him first. I mean, guy has every right to defend himself at that point.
Right. I mean, you're kind of approaching into somebody else's property, though. And the property owner, in my opinion, would have a right to defend their property. Um,
Yes.
so, who's at fault in this situation, just based off of the video, is kind of hard to tell.
Right. And it's going to be hard to tell on that unless I mean, he said this has been going on for years. He's been making remarks and stuff for years.
Yeah, from the
This,
research, a little bit of research that I did on it, it's been going on since like 2020, right around COVID, where um, there's been some stuff. I don't know what is AI and what is not out there on the internet about this whole situation, but I seen some things where dicks were whipped out, showing the church members as they were coming in, flipping them off, cussing them out, saying some awful things too. And it's just been an ongoing thing for years.
Well, I mean, you can say, I mean, if you're whipping out your genitals and there's children around, that ain't right, but like, as far as flipping someone off or verbal, that's the First Amendment. I mean, that's his right to say whatever the hell he wants, especially on his property. Um, but at the same time, I can see why this pastor might get upset. Uh, but I mean, for a we'll say man of God, because I don't know if he is or isn't, uh, to lay into someone like that, something had to be happening.
Well, my attention would be drawn to this specific moment right here, and I'm gonna play it back just one more time. There's no defensive rage or anything, just based off of this few seconds alone here, and I just wanted to play that back. Yeah, right there. It looks like he was gonna try to snap this guy's fucking neck.
Oh yeah, it definitely looks like it. I mean, I wish I had a different view to where I can see his face, because I mean, from that side angle, that's pure hatred right there. I mean, you've already got the dude on the ground. You're pulling his hair and punching him in the head. The guy's defenseless
Right.
for, you know, 3/4 of the fight.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people that if me and you are going to get into a fight and I hit you and you go down, I'm not going to sit there and beat on you while you're defenseless. I always say violence is the answer, but it's more in just fun. It, something like this is a little above and beyond. There's a difference between standing up for someone, and then there's a difference between just raging out.
Yeah. Yeah, it gets to the point where I would say with him twisting the neck like this could be attempted murder. I mean, from my
Or,
perspective, but I don't totally agree with what you're saying too, is like there's defense and then there's assault. And then there's a big difference in between. When somebody's defenseless and you continue to wail on them, it's no longer defense, it's assault.
correct. So, I mean, this, I don't know.
Another
Like,
couple
if
of
you looked, I just noticed if you look at that one spot, it looked like he was eye gouging him, even like reaching over and grabbing him by his eyes.
Yeah, that's possible. I'm going to play it here just for another second because it looks like he had a little bit of consciousness about him. Because instead of continuing on, it very much so looked like he stopped trying to twist this guy's fucking neck.
Yeah, he did, and then he threw the weakest left hooks I ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. So we're going to move on from that and give a little bit more from the pastor's perspective, and just go from there. He went on a news platform and decided to do a news report sharing his experience with this family, and specifically, this is the 20-year-old son of the family that lives across the street. I don't want to say anybody's names. Obviously, this is all over the internet, so you can find it if you want to, but I don't want to defame anybody. So for the time being, we'll just go with that.
And while I'm working on this particular bus, he said, Tony, I'm quoting him. He said, Tony, I'm going to rape your wife. I'm going to rape all of your grandchildren. And he said, the next time you go out of town, I'm going to kill them. And what the F are you going to do about it? End quote. This has gone on for years now. Behind me are several witnesses who can attest to what was said. They have video. They have made numerous complaints to the police and the sheriff's department. Our church represents 27 nationalities. Every nationality that comes to this church comes for a safe place of refuge, a place of worship. Many recovering addicts who come for a place of worship. They are constantly stalked. by these individuals across the street. They are constantly intimidated with threats of bodily harm. There's not a person that's come to this church that's standing behind me in this meeting today who hasn't been called the racial slurs of the N-word. Their children have been screamed and shouted with vulgarities. As a shepherd, I have not allowed the sheep to attack the wolves for what was said to them. I've given you a complete and true statement of what happened yesterday. I can't allow a man to rape my wife. I can't allow a man to rape my grandchildren. I will not allow a man to murder my children when I'm gone. The next time you leave, I'm going to kill your family. What the F are you going to do about it?
And then he went on to turn it over to his attorney, who gave some later statements. But
I'm telling you right now, you say that to me, you're going to rape my wife and my kids. What are you going to do about it? Or blah, blah, blah. The dude's lucky he walked away if he did say that.
I mean, obviously there was some serious injury there. Kicked him in the face after, he was getting up and stuff.
There wasn't enough injury there. You say that about my family, you're going to have a lot more than those injuries.
So the question now remains did the pastor go overboard? Did he take it too far?
I don't know, because with that being said, I can't say I wouldn't have done the same thing, if not worse.
See, for me,
that's a threat.
For sure.
You threaten my family's life. You're lucky you even have one still.
Right. And he said that they had said that when he goes out of town, too. So, obviously, he's a pastor. I'm sure he's traveling for other church events in the area, things like that. He also did mention that he had gone to the police multiple times. The members of the church have gone to the police multiple times. And if this has gone on since COVID and the police have done absolutely nothing about it, that's a problem. I mean, regardless of whether it's free speech or not, I can get that. But it comes to a point where free speech has to be cut off when it's harassment, when it becomes harassment.
There's a difference between free speech and threatening someone. It is still illegal to threaten someone.
Still legal or illegal?
Illegal.
Okay. True. Yeah.
It is illegal to threaten someone's life. And if the pastor saying is true, that's exactly what that guy did.
Right. Yeah, for sure. There's definitely threats of bodily harm and murder. I mean, at the bottom, at the end of the day, that's what it ends up being. And you said that at this point, knowing a little bit of the backstory from the pastor's perspective, obviously none of this has gone to court or anything. All victims are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Blah, 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 blah. All that bullshit aside, all that bullshit aside, you don't think he took it too far now?
I don't know. Being a man of God, he probably took it further than he should have. But me being me, I would have probably went a lot further than that.
Yeah, for sure. I'm in complete agreement with this pastor. We do a lot of Am I the Asshole stories here on this channel. Is this pastor the asshole? No, I don't think so at all.
Hell no.
Heaven, no. We're talking about a pastor here. Jesus. You sinner.
Holy hell.
That's an oxymoron if I've ever heard one. No, I definitely think this pastor did what he should have done, especially after going through the proper channels, reaching out to the police, doing everything he could to do it the legal way and the right way according to the law. But at some point, you have to defend your family, whether that's your church family, whether that's your kids, your wives, your grandchildren, and proving a point that what the hell are you going to do about it? Here, I just showed you.
Yeah. You got the FAFO award.
Right.
You fuck around and you found out.
Insert clip here of the more you fuck around, the more you fuck. No. So after this, I'm not sure as far as timeline how this played out, whether this news report came out first or him speaking in this next clip here came out after, how it lays out. But I think his response, being that neither one of us are super religious individuals, I think his response to the congregation was perfect. And we have to play it because I think it's absolutely hilarious.
Ooh, I'm excited for this one.
All right.
My name, they shall lay hands on the sick, and they shall recover. So today, Brother Merritt, and all of you, I fulfilled the scripture. I laid hands on the sick. I don't know how much recovery they're going to have. I laid hands on the sick.
When the pastor says, you fuck around and you found out, I laid hands on the sick.
Did you catch that last little bit at the end? I want to rewind that back here just for a second.
I fulfilled the scripture. I laid hands on the sick. I don't know how much recovery they're going to have. I laid hands on the sick.
He said, I don't know how much recovery they're going to have, but I laid hands on the sick.
That's great. I love it. I love it. I'm not super religious by any means, but I want to meet this guy. This guy's badass. I mean, his right hook is killer. Left a little weak. That's his half gay side, you know. But dude, no. I mean, he stuck up for what he thought was right, and then it's not like he tried to hide it either. He in front of the whole congregation. Here you guys go. I laid hands on the sick. They gonna be in the hospital for a little bit.
I hope he gets better. That was such a pastor response, though. I don't know. Like, I've always felt, and we'll get into religion a little bit here, but I've always felt that the church has always shifted the scripture to mean whatever they want you to believe it means. And I laid hands on the sick being about beating the shit out of somebody, talking about how they're going to do awful stuff to your family. That is definitely twisting the scripture to mean whatever the hell you want it to mean.
You know what, man? I mean, so this pastor, I have a pastor friend of mine. Great guy. I love him to death, but this guy reminds me of him because this is something like I could see him saying some stuff like this. You know, he's just straightforward. Other than just he's a great guy. He's one of my friends. You know, I haven't been to church in years, and this man will still call me randomly just to check on me. You know, and it's not to preach at me or anything like that. He'll just call to say, "Hey, buddy, how you been?"
Right.
You know, when I see him. He's just a phenomenal guy. You know, he does a lot for the community and stuff. But I can see him saying some of this stuff, you know. I mean, when I was going to church, he'd sit there and say, look, we don't have a dress code. Our dress code is wear clothes.
Right.
If you ain't got none, we'll get you some.
For sure.
You know, I mean, he would literally stand in the pulpit wearing a tank top, shorts, and flip-flops. You know, he's just a down-to-earth guy, but I could definitely, you know what? I'm even going to say, Pastor Heath, I love you, buddy. I can see you doing this.
Yeah, for sure, man. I think this pastor was totally in the right. There are some charges pending on him for second-degree assault. But
hey, God will forgive him.
Yeah, I mean, I think laying hands on the sick meant pray for the sick, but, you know, you use it however you need to.
How do you know he wasn't praying while laying them hands?
I think the corkscrew of the neck kind of gave it away. Unless that's
maybe when he let go, that's when God kicked in saying, "Hey, dummy, let go."
Oh my goodness, it's crazy to see that happen. This was in Louisiana. Well, I mean, if you're looking for a church to go through with some down-home values of protecting your family and stuff, this church
Doesn't
down
get
in-
much better.
Right. So I'd like to hear the community's comments in the comment section below for sure. What do you guys think about this? Has the pastor gone too far? Did he do a good job defending his family and his church community? Did the police do a good job at defending the family and the church community? Let us know down in the comments below. But as always, this has been our banter. Stay brazen.
And don't do anything I would do.